Hey everyone, it's BDevine. Welcome to Divine Miracles. And I have some things that my son brought over for me. So I have some of my cards and things here now. So I wanted to do a message from the Archangel Michael cards because I really love these cards, okay? So I want you to choose either number 1 or number 2, and we're going to get 3 messages that we need to hear right now from Archangel Michael, okay? So choosing number 1 or number 2, let's go. Okay, so focusing on 3 messages for number 1 first. I think these cards are upside down and all over the place. Number 1, I've got this one. We got this one. And finally, this one. Okay, are we ready? Number 1? Look how cool this looks. Okay. All right. Honor and trust your feelings, number 1. The prayer is, thank you, Archangel Michael, for supporting, guiding, and protecting me as I listen to and act upon my feelings. Help me understand and express my emotions with love. So as we're moving through this new cycle, okay, we're moving through into a complete different personality, a different way of looking at things, a different way of being. We need to really honor our feelings. Okay, so if something comes up or you get a feeling about something, don't ignore it, don't push it down. If something is releasing from you and you're crying and you're upset, don't push it down anymore. We don't want to keep it there, we want to let it come up. If you get an infection, if you get, something come to the surface for you, like hives or itchiness, or something is trying to talk to you inside your body, okay? If there's something that erupts on the skin, then there has been some kind of deep upset or anger within you that has finally had a chance to burst through. Okay, so have a look at things in a different way. Honoring and trusting your feelings. Thanking the archangels, especially Archangel Michael, for support, and protecting you as you go through these phases, because we are awakening into a whole new energy for ourselves. So we don't want to keep the same things there. So beautiful. Also, you have admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. Okay, this is going along with honor and trust your feelings. Admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. The prayer is, I appreciate your support in helping me face my feelings with grace and acceptance, so that I can be lovingly honest with myself and others. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for giving me courage and strength. Okay, so how are you feeling about whatever situation is going on in your life? How are you truly feeling about it? Sometimes we feel underappreciated. We feel like everything is up to us. We feel like we've got to fix everything. We feel like we're the person, okay, it's all my fault. I've got to deal with this, And sometimes other people make us feel that pressure because we feel like we owe them something, or we must make something up to them, But the abuse and the misuse of power that other people place in our lives needs to stop, and the only way it can stop is through us. If you admit your true feelings to yourself, you're going to admit that you're annoyed about some situations, that you're upset about certain situations. But holding on to the past, or holding on to guilt, or holding on to stress about a situation doesn't change it. It enables it more power. So it's time to change the energy within you, which changes the energy of your circumstances. Okay, so admit your truth to yourself and act accordingly. Okay, trust in your path and where you're going. And who cares what anybody else thinks? It's time for you to do for you. Okay, and the last card. Your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. Okay, the prayer is, please help me clearly see, feel, and know the divine guidance that I have asked and prayed for. So asked for and prayed for. Allow me to keep my ego out of the way so your wisdom can come streaming through me for my own benefit and for those around me. Okay, so your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. You have an inner knowing, we have an inner radar inside of ourselves. We don't need to go to anybody else to get the information, although we may feel like we want someone to validate what we're feeling. Okay, that's a fearful energy in itself anyway. But it's good to know, like if someone is validating what you're feeling, you feel like you're back in control. Like, okay, I was right, it's all good, you know, and it gives you confidence, right? But your inner guidance is always a compass. When we don't listen to it, we end up in all kinds of trouble. You know, I have not listened to myself in the past. It's my biggest thing, is not listening to myself. And I have got myself in all kinds of drama. And then I would be saying, why is this happening to me? You know, what is going on? Why am I being in trouble like this? Why am I being punished? What the heck? You know, why can't I get anything working? It's because you didn't listen to your instinct in the first place. You know, sometimes I think that my angels are just slapping themselves in the head like, oh my God, she didn't listen. Here she goes. Here she goes. Oh God, we're going to have to fix this later on. You know, why didn't she just listen? You know, and part of the not listening at first is a fear of not wanting to judge another person. Say, for example, you get into a relationship and at first you're like, I'm not too sure about this. And then the other side of you might say, oh, don't be so judgmental. You know, everybody deserves a chance. Okay? But that very first questioning, like, oh, I'm not too sure about this, you must listen. And that I'm not too sure energy can be around a lot and you may not listen to it. But your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. It's always there. It's always a part of, you know, you, right? So I guess the biggest message for you here is to start really listening to it. If you're not sure whether it's coming from spirit or not, that you're pulling yourself back, you're going into meditation a little bit more. Because if you're acting out of fear or responding to something quickly, that's exactly what it might be, just a fear response. So to be sure, make sure you're going into meditation, asking for signs, asking for clarity, that if this is the right thing, that you're going to feel it like 3 times, you know, and it's going to come in beautiful ways, not in harsh, hurried or rushed or fast or ugly ways, okay? But your inner guidance is real and trustworthy, okay? Trust in this. These are the messages for number 1. Okay, number 2. 3 messages from Archangel Michael. Thank you for listening and being here. There's 1, whoops, 2, and 3. For number 2, okay, what do you need to know? That's what we're asking Michael. Come on, Archangel Michael, what do these people need to know? Oh, look. Your children are watched over by angels. I can't tell you how much that used to comfort me. Dear guardian angels of my children, born and unborn, thank you for watching over my children and ensuring their happiness and safety. Please guide me so that I know the best ways to be a good parent and role model for my own and other people's children. This is a connection for you, especially if you have lost a child. And I lost a child halfway through my pregnancy and had to give birth, and the baby had passed away, and it was really a shock because I didn't think anything. Like I always was, you know, had an easy time getting pregnant kind of thing, and just didn't think of these different things that can happen. So when there are children that are have passed away, whether they're babies, full grown, whoever you've lost, you need to know that the angels are looking after them. It's the first thing that comes up, is this child needs protection and support. As soon as a child passes over, no matter how old that child is, as soon as a child passes over, the angels surround that baby or that child and help them to understand the transition process, what's happened. Help them to understand that they can still be there for their family, you know, and help them to understand why things happen in the way that they happen, and the agreements that were made, and the reasons, or the bigger reasons behind the loss, behind the change, behind this child going, okay? So even if there's been like a miscarriage, or, you know, a child going later in life by accident, or an accident that happened, or suddenly there was a loss, you know, you need to understand that your children are watched over by the angels, all of your loved ones, but especially young children or anybody's children. And with our children in life, we kind of think, oh, I should have done this and I should have done that, and maybe I could have been there or there or there. Or maybe you're a child yourself and you're listening to this reading, you know, maybe you're younger. And if you are listening while you're younger, congratulations. You're doing an awesome job at opening up your awareness at such a young age. So you're open to this, and that you remember that you are protected, okay? The fear of not being protected can drive a person crazy. Like something's going to happen and I'm all by myself. No, you're not. You are protected, but you have to believe it and open up to it. If there's situations going on with children, which is obvious why you've got this card, number 2, there's something going on with family, or there's something going on with children in itself. And you have to let go of feeling guilty about everything. You know, you have to stop, because half the things that you feel guilty about, your kid doesn't even remember. You know, my son said to me the other day, he's come over from Australia, and he said, Mum, we were in poverty. He goes, we didn't even know it. We didn't even care. Like, you know, you were so good at hiding everything and, you know, making sure that we had everything, that we didn't even know we were in poverty. Other people had two parents. We had you, but we didn't care. And I'm like, man, I felt like crying my eyes out, because obviously as a parent you think, I wish I could have given my kids more, you know, but they were like, oh, I was happy, you know. I'm like, oh my God, I've worried for nothing. You know, but that was a big surprise to me, you know, on an emotional level, okay? It was something I needed to let go of. The biggest thing that parents need to discover is, or you need to discover if you're on your own as a parent, is that you're the boss, okay? That you've got this, that you're in control, and that your kids will get what they need to get, and they will learn what they need to learn. So if there's any guilt around you about wishing it was this and that, and this one was here and that one was there, and wish we had more family support, well, you can wish all you like, but the thing is, this is how it is. You know, this is how life is. They're on a soul journey as well. It's not up to you to try to change it. You know, it's up to you to enhance their life and bring them happiness and supply and all that kind of stuff. But their actual life journey is their own. But you need to remember that they are protected and supported. And that's something that you've been worrying about. Please let that go. Okay? So this is going for kids in general that are listening. You guys need to remember that you're protected, that you're safe, that you're strong, that you're capable of anything. Okay? Nothing is worth stressing about. Parents, the same. Okay? And those who have lost babies, lost children, grown or not, you know, my heart goes right out to you immediately. And this is a hello to you from your child, letting you know they're always with you. Okay? Your prayers, your talking, your candles do not go in vain. They're always with you. Okay? They understand. Okay. The second card Focus on divine and perfect health. Okay? This is another thing too. My prayer, God and Archangel Michael, thank you for continuously reminding me to focus on perfect health, for guiding my actions so that they support my well-being. Focus on divine and perfect health. If you have issues going on in your body, there's no point saying, I have this, I have that, I have the other, I've got this, I've got that, I've got that. Oh yeah, I've been diagnosed with this and this and this and this and this. You're just creating it continually in your body. You're just creating it and making it alive by saying, I have. It's the same as the law of attraction. You're attracting what you're saying. There are some things that need to shift within you, obviously. Okay, one of the biggest things is focusing on yourself, how you want yourself to be. So if you've been going through a lot of different things and a lot of changes and a lot of body aches and pains or issues that, PTSD and trauma and deep-seated trauma and trauma you didn't even realize that you had, abuse that you didn't even realize that you had, you need to talk to somebody, right? Again, I'm always available, but you need to talk to someone who you feel like you can trust that's going to be able to pinpoint those things. So that's one side of it, so that you can get relief. But if you don't believe that things can change and you just keep on going on about what's wrong with you, then you're just going to keep on having that problem constantly. So Bobby, my love, has had 8 back surgeries. He has a spinal fusion. He had one that didn't take, and then he had another one. This is before I met him. He was on tons and tons of tablets. He was going from a zero gravity recliner chair to a sleep number bed daily, one to the other, to the other, to the other, to the back, to the front, just going to try to get relief, right? So someone that was completely, let's just say, broken, not just physically. And the reason the physical body broke is because of the emotional body and what was going on. But then, abused in many different ways and treated like a scapegoat and all of these things. And he had to retrain his mind. And sometimes he says, oh yeah, I'm feeling it in my back a little bit after we've been up the mountain or whatever we're doing. And I'm like, but you don't have back problems. And he goes, oh yeah. Changing the way that you talk to your body is as important as clearing out the energy from it. He was on so many different tablets, it wasn't funny. And going, like I said, from the recliner to the bed to the recliner, no life, had no life. He was a professional drummer before this, obviously wanting to get back on his kit, and that was my mission. Get you on the throne, back behind your kit, and now he can do anything. Why? Because he retrained his mind to see himself as always being in perfect health. And if something was not right, that he had to adjust his thought process. This is the key, guys, to anything. I don't care what you've got wrong with you. I got rid of cervical cancer in my body when I was 24, 20 years ago. Should have been gone by now. If they had their way. I refused to allow that in my body. Yes, I had to work out where it came from, what I was doing, what I was, focusing on at the time or what was happening. But, we're given all of these clues physically as to what we're thinking mentally. Okay, and it's going to be up to you to start to decide what it's going to be. So you're in perfect health. Make sure your actions, your thoughts, your words, your deeds match this, okay? Your body will change when you tell it what to do. Again, help is always available to you. And finally, go forward fearlessly. Look at this. The prayer is, thank you for walking with me every step of the way, Archangel Michael, for holding my hand, for giving me confidence and courage, and guiding my thoughts and actions in the direction of love and my true life's purpose. I don't have to know about all the details. I just got to keep on walking forward fearlessly. I don't have to know where my, the money's coming from or the abundance or whether it's going to be this or whether it's going to be that. I need to trust. I'm always taken care of, more than enough. right? Everybody goes through a stress of some kind or another. Everybody goes through a worry. You don't have to be perfect in this spirituality, right? You don't. That's the point. The point is that we have freedom to choose to do what we want to do. We don't have to conform to going to church, or we don't have to conform to an old book that has been changed 1,000 times, different owners, and Chinese whispers basically is what happens to the Bible. We don't have to conform to that fear factory, because that's exactly what it is. We're not conforming to it anymore. That's the freedom of spirituality. I'm not new age, I'm old age. This is something that's been around forever, that's been tried to be eradicated time and time again. We're moving forward fearlessly in our hopes, in our dreams, in our desires, in our spirituality, in our healing, in our pursuits of happiness, in moving into this place and that place, or going and creating a healing center somewhere, or opening up our house to people, or changing the way in which we see homeless, or whatever it is. We're just going to do it. And we're going to trust that all the parts and pieces are going to fall into place. The idea about your spiritual journey is that you are having this trust. And it's hard to have trust if your trust has been betrayed so many times. That's the key though. Trust is going to be the key. So if you can't trust fully, or if you feel worried, or if you make a decision and you're still stressing about it, get some help with where the trust issue has come, where it's been broken. And once you can heal it and see it, it's like, oh my God, I've had a revelation. Finally, I can see where that's come from. Maybe it's come over and over and over again. But whatever it is that you're deciding to do, as you're doing it, move forward fearlessly. Don't worry about a thing. The only thing you can concern yourself about is how awesome it's going to be. Maybe that needs to change. But you've been given a lot of messages here about, focusing, believing, moving forward fearlessly. So maybe for number 2, your focus in life, or your belief, or your trust, or whatever, has been tainted in one way or another, But it's time that we wake up, and wake up to the habits that we have, or the pain that we've been through, or the trauma that we've dismissed, or the issues that we've said, someone else always has it worse, and that was my big thing. That's no big deal, somebody else has had it worse. And yes, it got me through my situation, but it suppressed my trauma. It suppressed my pain. It suppressed what actually happened to me, time and time again, over and over again. Brutal things, horrific things that you see I don't even think I have seen it on a movie. So one thing that happened to me in particular, I have not seen anybody else do this in, when you're watching a movie about abuse or something like that. I haven't seen it come up. So it was terrible, it was just horrific. And as a parent, could never imagine doing that to my own child, right? So one day I will speak about these things, but what I'm saying to you is that, sometimes you have a deeper trauma that you don't even acknowledge, or you don't understand, or you have wiped away, or you have cleared off, or you have given an excuse to, or you've buried it, or you came out of your body when it happened, so you can't remember it properly. You're only remembering bits and pieces, or you blocked it out, or part of your defense mechanism was to shut it off. So these things need to come up and out now. These are the things, and this is what I'm here for, to help you, okay? Help you to repair. And you can move forward without anything holding you back, okay? So there you go. I hope that you all enjoyed these messages, and I really look forward to, I'm going to be doing the 2020, just a quick sort of breakdown of the 2020 for all of the star signs, okay, and see what's coming up for each and every one of you. So I'm going to be doing that, and I really, really look forward to all that we're going to be able to achieve together. And I thank you for subscribing and sharing and liking and helping me to spread this light energy in the right way around. Okay, so everybody feels supported. Thanks for listening. Many blessings, and bye for now. Bye.